Hey everybody, Some Gadget Guy here, and you know I'm a really big fan of little indie case manufacturers. I love supporting smaller businesses, especially local businesses from companies like Jimmy Case and Toast. So I was really stoked when the folks at Carved reached out to see if I'd like to try out one of their new Galaxy S6 cases. So I have my handy little Galaxy S6 here, and normally I would already have the case out of the box. I don't like to do unboxings, but I just thought their packaging was really cute. This is a really pretty way to present their product, nice little cutout window so you can see exactly what it is you're gonna get. And of course, I'm just a big fan when a company also puts in things like stickers and little cards to let you know where the case was manufactured. So popping this out of the pretty packaging, and the nice little made in the USA sticker here, they take these, oh, that's kind of cute too. They actually have all the people that worked at their company sign the inside of the case. So the folks at Carved take these rubbery bumper cases and then they design and make their own wood inlays. As stated on the bottom of the box, designed and made in the USA from responsibly harvested wood skin made in Elkhart, Indiana. So I'm gonna take this, pop it on my Galaxy S6 here. It should pop on. I've used other bumper cases like this. It's nice. Doesn't seem to be interfering with my glass screen protector on the S6, so that's good. Now, the all-important test for a bumper case is how well does the case still allow you to use the buttons. I've had too many bumpers where the rigid plastic makes it really gummy or difficult to feel where the power button is actually being pressed. And it seems like you've got a nice clicky action on the power button. It looks like they've already sort of pre-dimpled. There's like a little bit more of a cutout coming around the power button. Makes it really easy to press in on that side with the plastic. Ditto the volume rocker. Again, it's like we've got these little indentations in the rubber part of the shell. And yeah, it looks like we've got good action on the volume rockers too. Well done, Carved. Checking out the bottom of the phone, we've got a nice little scoop for the speaker and the microphone. We've got enough clearance around the micro USB that I think most USB plugs are gonna fit in just fine. And the cutout around the 3.5mm jack looks like it's a little tight. So if you've got a pair of headphones that have a right angle connector, maybe a lot of shielding on that connector, that might be a little bit snug. You might have to kind of jam them in there. But on the whole, it looks like we've got pretty good clearance around all of our bottom ports. Flipping around to the top, and I think this is kind of funny, Carved is not messing around with trying to make like individual tiny little cutouts for the top mounted microphone in the IR blaster. They just made one big scoop. We want to make sure it's clear, so we just cut out all the plastic in between the two. We got a nice tall trench around the camera module there, and a little extra protection for your camera. This is probably going to be a benefit. I'm super bummed, you know, like my camera got a big old gnarly scratch, and I think it actually turned into a crack. So I leave this wood cover from a Slick Wraps on there. Unfortunately, my Slick Wraps wood cover doesn't match the color on the rest of this Carved case, but it's still, you know, it's wood with wood. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to be not the most stylish. This is like wearing florals and stripes. The only tricky aspect about having this cutout be just a little bit deeper is that it runs right along the sides of the heart rate monitor. So getting a finger in there means it's just a slightly more deliberate action for when you're checking your heart rate using S-Health. But if you've been following this channel, you would know I've had some concerns over an all-glass phone being the device that you take with you when you go out and exercise. So having some type of protection, just even from scratches, in a nice bumper shell is definitely something that I would say is high on the list of items and accessories that you might want to invest in. Now, I had a similar criticism with Jimmy Case, which uses a similar two-tone rubber for the bumper. We have a glossy up on top and we have a matte down on the bottom. And I think in part that's because the front of your face is usually going to be shiny. It's going to have glass, it's going to have the screen lit up, there's a little bit more reflection going on, so they use this glossier style rubber up on top so that it all just kind of matches. You know, as light plays off of that rubber, it's going to play a little bit more like the glass. And then you flip it over and you've got more of a matte finish because the wood isn't reflecting light as much. You've got sort of this matte finish rubber that, again, it plays with light in a very similar way. This is uber picky and definitely not something that I think anyone else is going to pay attention to if you wear a case like this on your phone. I just don't like the seam. You know, the transition from matte rubber to glossy rubber, just I don't think this one line looks very appealing. Do I think that should dissuade you from buying this case? Absolutely not. I'm a really big fan of cases like this. We've got this nice grippy textured rubber on the sides. It's very easy to hold on to. Plus there's just something fun and kind of rustic about using wood as the backplate material. I think this will age better over time than glass. You know, it's just those little bits of sand or grit or dust that your phone might come in contact with, leave those really fine, faint scratches all over the back. You know, as wood gets scratched up, it just sort of looks antique. It doesn't necessarily look degraded. In fact, if I just sort of twist this over into the light, you can see on this ebony finish, I already have a very distinct wood grain pattern that has some very deep lines in it. And for lifestyle, as I'm using this phone, chucking it into a bag, tossing it into a cup holder, I'm probably gonna get other little nicks or pock marks or anything else too, and they're just sort of gonna blend in with the rest of the wood finish. And that brings us to price. Right now on carved.com, the lineup of Galaxy S6 cases are going to range in price from $24 all the way up to $53, depending on options and designs. They've got tons of different designs and cutouts and piecings for the backplates on the Galaxy S6. This one specifically, and I like these little sort of chevron angular arrow shapes. This one specifically costs $29 on their website, which I think is a perfectly reasonable price for a manufactured in the United States case, designed in the USA, and something which brings a playful style to the glass and metal look of the Galaxy S6. I think this is a fun and unique way to customize your phone. They've got cases for the iPhone and for the Nexus. So you Nexus fans, you can also grab a wood panel case of your very own. I hope you'll check them out, carved.com. I want to thank them for sending over this case for me to review. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe for more reviews like these, and I would not be able to continue producing on this channel if you all weren't supporting it by hitting the fan funding, grabbing yourself a free audiobook from Audible using the link below this video, or by signing up for a Loot Crate. Get yourself some fun, cool, geeky gamer gear. And of course, for sharing my videos on your favorite social sites like Twitter and Reddit and Facebook and the Googles Plus, so please keep bringing more cool people to the party. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will catch you all on the next review.